Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing BFF Slime Bakery, which is another subscriber slime shop. And as always, if you want to check out this slime shop, I will leave a link to their shop in the description down below. And if you want to send me anything from your business, whether it's slime or something else, I also leave my business email down in the description. They did send me, I think, a total of 7 slimes, so this review is going to be a bit longer than most of the reviews that I do. So if you want to get a drink or snack or whatever, get comfortable and get ready. Besides the slimes, I was also sent a thank you card, their business card with their story on it, like how they came to be, some custom stickers from their shop, and some other extras including some slime activator, some stress toys, things like that. And my absolute favorite thing was this bottle of activator which has heart glitters in it. It is so adorable. And here are the slimes. They all come in these white screw top lid containers with their slime shop logo on the top and the slime name on the side. All of the slimes came perfectly packaged, nothing cracked or leaked. I loved the whole presentation of everything. It was perfect. Starting off the review, this is Cotton Candy Clouds. It is a cotton candy scented two-toned drizzly cloud slime that comes with mini cloud charms and some Fimo clouds. To me, this slime smells like sweet candy, which is essentially what cotton candy is, so I would say it's pretty accurate to how it's described. Mixing the colors together was really fun and satisfying, and once it fully mixes, the color turns into like, not a Barbie pink, because it's like a lot lighter than that. It's more like a Barbie purple, if you know what I'm talking about. I feel like Barbie has an iconic purple color as well, and that's just what it reminds me of, and I think it is very beautiful. The texture itself is very plush. I didn't really want to call it soft because it's not exactly soft. I mean, it is soft, but just the perfect word would be plush. Like, that's exactly what it feels like. It does have a slightly wet feel to it, which is perfectly normal for cloud slimes. It can, and it doesn't bother me at all because it is extremely light. And it has easy and fast drizzles. I talk about it every time I review a cloud slime. I can't drizzle to save my life. So if you see a cloud slime that I'm able to drizzle, you know it's going to be a good one because I just can't drizzle them, so this one was super easy to do. The slime is also very puffy and dough-like in texture, so not exactly dense, but it kind of stays together more than like a regular cloud slime, if that makes sense. If it makes it like make any more sense, you can actually get some pokes out of this one, which I did do, and you can get some more like ASMR out of it than like a typical cloud slime, which is also really cool. And it only has a slight amount of residue, just like your typical cloud slime residue that you get when you play with a cloud slime, so just some here and there. It doesn't stick to my table or anything, and I really did enjoy playing with this one. Usually cloud slimes are kind of iffy for me, but this one was just very satisfying to play with. It does get 5 out of 5 pajamas. The next slime is that red lip classic thing that you like, which is obviously inspired by the Taylor Swift song. This is a semi-coated clear slime scented like red lipstick, and it comes with a lip charm and Fimos. This slime definitely smells exactly as described. It smells exactly like red lipstick, and it just reminds me of like the red lipstick that my mom has, you know, when you're like a kid, you like to try on your parents' makeup or whatever. That's what it smells like when I used to try on my mom's lipstick and whatnot. So it's very nostalgic for me, and I love how accurate the smell is. Like, that is so cool. The slime itself is very bubbly and crispy. The color is beyond gorgeous. Like, it's like almost like a pigmented, which I don't know if it is pigment, but it looks like it, and it looks super good. Just everything about this one is definitely on point. Like, everything, the scent, the color, it looks like how the slime should look like, if that makes sense. Like, it's like perfect. I think that this is a really good semi-coated texture. It does still leave some residue, but not as much as like just a regular clear slime, so it is semi-coated, which I really like. It also has that coated texture to it, so it's very smooth and like, I don't really know how to describe it other than smooth, almost gummy-like, but not like super gummy-like. It just feels different than a regular clear slime, which I think also fits the theme better. Usually when clear slimes start to inflate and like get all the air trapped in them, they kind of lose that like really cool color that they usually have to them, you know, because it's a clear slime. You can usually have cooler colors to them, and usually they lose that, but this one actually still looks really good. I think it still looks like lipstick, like maybe a different type of lipstick, which is also really cool. The slime is like like on the slightly thinner side, I would say. You can kind of see as I'm playing with it, it doesn't really hold shape super well. So I would say with this one, especially since it's got like a smooth semi-coated feel to it, it's just one of those ones that's a lot more satisfying for table play and like poking and whatnot. It's just really satisfying to poke. This slime is getting 4.8 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Jelly Cloud. This is a thick, icy slime with a sweet, sugary scent, and it comes with jelly bean charms. I would say this slime smells exactly as described. It just has a very sweet scent to it, which I think is perfect for the theme of this slime. The texture is definitely more of a jelly and icy hybrid, leaning on the jelly side. It can be kind of hard to make an icy slime with a clear base, which is what I assume this has, because it seems like a clear base. I'm pretty sure it is. So it could just be really hard to make like an icy slime without it actually being a jelly slime, which is perfectly fine. I really don't mind the texture. If you want to try and tweak it a little bit, I would say maybe adding some white glue to it or just making it a white glue slime. That can just make it a lot easier to create that ice or that the icy slime that you're trying to go for instead of like the jelly texture it kind of became. I found the color to be very mesmerizing. It is just a gorgeous green color. It's like super unique to look at, and with the clear base it kind of glows, which is why I find it really mesmerizing. The texture itself is thick and dry as described, so I like it. I'm more of a dry fan with slimes than wet ones, so I am a huge fan of this one. It is still great for crispy bubble pops and all that good stuff that like a jelly slime provides, while still having some of those qualities of an icy slime. It's got some sizzles here and there, so I really like the texture. Before it inflates, it has some really good pokes to it because of how thick the base is, and once it does inflate, it inflates about 2 times its size. It's still super stretchy, and when it does inflate, that's where those sizzles come in that like an icy slime has. The charms do fall out from time to time, but I wasn't too worried about it because they're just charms. You know, charms don't like to stay in most slimes depending on what they're made out of, so I'm not really worried about it. And as you can probably tell, it does get kind of tacky, but I'm not taking off any points for it because this is, at least like in my opinion, mostly a jelly slime, and jelly slimes are notorious for having tackiness to them as they inflate. Also, when I'm filming, the activation point that I use isn't always accurate because that's not the only thing that I'm thinking about while I'm filming, so I'm not really sure if I had this one properly activated. I'm going to give this one 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next is Disco Ball. This is a semi-coated clear slime full of silvery iridescent glitter. It comes with 1.5 ounces of a silver bingsu slime to mold into a disco ball and some disco ball charms. I wasn't sure if this one was scented. It wasn't in the description that they sent for me, but it does, at least as far as I can tell, have a scent to it. The base smells like shaving cream mixed with like something sweet. I don't know. Like, I really don't know if this one's supposed to be scented or not, but it really does smell like shaving cream, and it's not like a subtle scent either. And then the bingsu part kind of smells lemony. So I don't know if that one's also scented, or maybe my brain's just playing tricks on me or something, but it does smell really good and I did enjoy the scent. I loved putting this one together. The concept is so cute and I think they nailed it perfectly. A lot of them, they seem to nail perfectly, like with the scent and just the way the slimes look and everything. And this one is another one. It looks like a disco ball. It reminds me of a disco ball. It is gorgeous and I love the texture that it turns into because there isn't a lot of bingsu beads in there, but enough to make that extra like kind of subtle crunch to it and gives it just another layer of feel to it as you're playing with it. The texture is super satisfying. It's very soft, smooth, but still crunchy, of course, because of the bingsu beads. And anytime I get a slime that has like the glitters in it, I always get scared that they're going to fall out because some of them don't like to stay in slime, but these stay in. It's great. The texture itself stays semi-coated like it's supposed to. It's bouncy, it's got good crunches, but it's not like hard on your hands like normal bingsu slimes can be. So if you want to try like a bingsu slime, but you don't want it to hurt your hands if you've got more sensitive hands, this one would be perfect. I love inflating this one because the crunches get really loud even though there aren't a ton of bingsu beads in here, which is really incredible. And also, just like that other clear slime, even though it does inflate, it still keeps that gorgeous silver color. This slime is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. These next slimes are BFF Bread and BFF Butter, which is a duo slime group that's together. It comes with a 4-ounce of bread-scented snow butter slime with a bread charm and a 4-ounce butter-scented butter slime with a butter charm. They both also come with bread Fimo slices and 2 BFF heart charms that you can give to your best friend. The bread part of this duo smells exactly like fresh bread. It is completely on point. I love it. The texture itself is very soft, very moldable type texture, and it's just super satisfying and just one of those relaxing textures to play with. The butter part of this duo also smelled exactly like butter. Like, it is exactly like butter. I don't know where they're getting their scents from, but they are so perfect, and it just smells so good, and the texture is super soft. It's one of those spreadable ones that, you know, is like the OG butter slimes where it's, you know, it spreads exactly like butter and it looks exactly like butter. Like, it looks incredible. The charms look amazing together. They're super realistic, and I love the bread Fimos. I just loved everything about this slime. I wasn't sure if this was the type of slime that you're actually supposed to put together or if you're supposed to keep it separate, or maybe you can just do whichever one you feel like. I decided to put them together and actually make a buttered bread like DIY concept with it, just because, I don't know, I like mixing slimes and I thought they would go really well together, especially since they're scented like bread and butter, and I think it would smell so good together. So I did mix them together and it was super satisfying. Plus the scent when they mix together smells so delicious. I'm not the biggest fan of savory scents, but it smells so good, just like buttered bread. Once mixed, the slime turns into a clay-heavy slime that's super soft and sizzly. It's extremely satisfying to spread and squeeze, and I just adore the concept so much. It is so cute. This has got to be one of my favorite duo slimes that I've ever reviewed, like in the history of ever. It is so perfect. Like, I keep saying that for like all of their slimes, but I swear they're all perfect, and this one too. Like, it was so well thought out and I just love it. Of course, this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. Second to last for this review is Kicks, which is a cloud butter slime scented new shoe with notes of leather and shoe glue, and it comes with 2 handmade resin shoe charms. And I just have to say, look at these gorgeous beauties. They look so good. They were made so well, and I adore them. They have to be one of my favorite slime charms by far. They just look so cute. Also, spoiler alert, this slime is one that I have not been able to put down since I've reviewed it because I just love it so much. The first thing that I really have to talk about is the scent. So I mentioned before that like all of their scents are on point, and this one especially, it smells exactly like what it's supposed to. It smells like new shoe, and you can smell the leather and the shoe glue in there. I will say that it is a pretty strong scent. It kind of like hit me in the face when I first opened the jar. I'm a personal fan of this one, so I don't mind the fact that it's a strong scent, but for people who might not like weird scents like I do, I would maybe try and tone it down just a little bit because it is pretty strong. I also think that the blue color for this slime is perfect. It's very vibrant and just reminds me of a shoe blue, so like a blue that you would see in shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just looks, you know, like you'd see this blue in shoes, and I like it. The texture is soft and puffy. It gets crackly when it starts to inflate, and of course when it fully inflates, which you can hopefully hear. It does have some slight residue and some slight snow fallout to it, but I'm really like, it's slight. Like, I know when I do these reviews, I try to be as detailed as possible, so I do always check these things. Like, anytime I'm done with a slime that has snow in it, I'll check my nails and whatnot just to make sure that there's no residue. But as I'm casually playing with this one, which I obviously have multiple times after I filmed this, I don't notice the residue if there even is any. It's extremely slight. You guys should already know this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And last for this review is April Showers. This is a DIY cloud cream slime scented fresh rain with a hint of wet grass. It comes with a giant clay set of rain boots and some foam beads in an umbrella container. The first thing that I want to touch on is maybe a better way to ship that umbrella container. I don't want you to take it out because it is adorable and I love it. Like, it just completes this slime, but it did kind of spill the foam beads in the package because the tape started coming off and it just wasn't sitting right. So maybe if you added more tape or something. That's just like maybe a suggestion because some of the foam beads did fall out. I ended up not even adding all of the foam beads because I was scared that they were going to fall out because they started to like appear on the outskirts of the slime as I was playing with it, which you might be able to see in a little bit, but I did just want to mention that. But anyways, the clay boots are absolutely adorable. This is another one that I have to say the concept was executed perfectly. Like, I adore this one so much. I was really looking forward to the scent on this one because, you know, I like the scent of rain. The smell of wet grass is amazing as well. I will say it is extremely light. It is very tough to smell it. And I know it's not because of the last one, you know, because I just smelled it like a really strong one. I did check it later and it is just very light. So I would recommend adding more because what I did smelled perfect to what it was described. Once the clay mixes in, it turns into more like a cloud dough texture, which isn't my favorite, but I still found this one to be extremely satisfying and soft and fun to squish and all those good things. And when I mixed it together, the colors mixing reminded me of like a creepy stormy sky, like right before or right after a storm hits. Maybe that's just me because I live in the Midwest, so I'm used to storms, but it looked just like that, which again is just perfect. And the color when it fully mixes looks like wet grass. So perfect again. This slime is fun to squish and mold. It does have a slightly wet like feel to it, but I personally don't mind because I think it fits the theme still, you know, the wet grass and whatnot. The beads do fall out occasionally, so I would try maybe something else with that, but other than that, I love this one. It is getting 4.5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you want to check out this shop, which I highly recommend that you do, I will leave a link to it in the description down below. If you made it this far, comment down below what the weirdest scent or scent combo is that you like. I'm pretty sure I've asked this question before, but because of the new shoe smell, I had to ask it again because it is such a fun question to ask. I like what people are like learning what people like to smell. I like so many different weird scents, which you guys already know by now, but one of my favorites is going outside after it's rained and smelling that because it smells so good. Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.